Don't take what I say to bed with you, and don't get used to that which I do. You'll only feel used in the end. I have been saying I feel for Christ's sake, take care of yourself. Dirty boy, don't make Sarah, there's something that you want from me, just as you might. That's pretty depressing. There we go. Get into it. We're too late.
What is happening, everyone? Right off the bat, I don't own the rights to any of the music you're hearing. It's just what I'm playing in the background while I'm hanging out in my studio. Um, if you like what you're hearing, though, I definitely recommend supporting musicians and the work that they do. So go out and purchase a record. You probably see the song flagged. What's up, Gambit? Yeah, we're at the finish line, dude. Just about there. Just about. Few minor, few minor details to do, and I think we'll be there. Gonna start with the staff and the little baggies. He's all the little drug pouches he's got on him. We're gonna get those done, and then this is the staff. I already did kind of like a test coloring on it. I like the color, um, and I'm gonna paint it silver first, and then actually, I'm almost thinking finishing up the red and then dry brush the silver on top of it to expose this detail. Let's do that. I think that sounds like more fun. Um yeah. Oh, I forget, like this is all like one piece now except for the head. I glued everything together last week, so we can set him aside for now. And then up next, I'll just show you guys really quick. I spent the weekend printing up his girlfriend. So we've got Elektra here ready to go. I haven't done any prep on it, so we'll have some minor sanding here to get this piece fitting better. And then I did have to reprint her head, which I did yesterday, and it looks really nice. Some minor sanding on her cheeks and stuff like that, and some small supports to pull out of her hair. And it looks like we might even have a broken hair. No, hopefully that's not a layer shift. Just a funky piece of hair, I guess. But anyways, yeah, Elektra's up next. So we'll be back onto the theme of painting females this year, which I lied about. There's a male figure peppered in there. Thanks, Gambit. All right, so all we have to do today is get those drug pouches finished. That's what I'm calling these, is just drug pouches, drug satchels. So we're gonna do the satchels, and then just a simple brush paint job for the face, the lips, and um, the the stubble on this beard, and then we'll call it good. So right off the bat, I need my airbrush. Pretty sure I cleaned it out really good when I finished last. Run some alcohol through it really quick. So how's everybody doing today? How you doing, Gambit? Great live stream. For anybody watching now or later, if you don't know who Gambit Neo is, you absolutely should. Please go check out his channel. The guy does some amazing artwork, and I highly recommend it. He's one of the first channels I really started to follow when I first got into the 3D printing and painting hobby, and his videos were really helpful. So if you're new to the hobby, or if you've been around for a while and you just want to see some cool stuff and see how other people paint, we're all a little bit different. Dude, I got little jumping spiders everywhere today. What's up, fellas? What's going on, dude? I see you here all the time. You guys are welcome. I have a little family of jumping spiders that like to live around my paint bench. They're the little bitty ones. They're like the size of my pinky nail. They're super cool. And really good spiders to have around because they eat bugs. They eat the bugs I don't want in my studio. All right, we're looking good there. Oh, you're welcome, Gambit. It's well deserved. Very, very well deserved, my friend. There he is. See him? I don't know if you can see him on the wall back there. He's right here. Hey, dude. That's one of my little buddies. And for anybody who doesn't know, I love Mountain Dew Code Red, and I make my own. So I don't make the syrup. I just buy the syrup, and then I have a soda stream, and I make my own soda. I allow myself to have one soda today a day, typically, if I have a soda at all. Sometimes I forget to wipe my camera lens on my phone, and it does make a difference. All right, that should be good to go. Probably only need a couple drops. We'll try 6 drops. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. My tip protector on my airbrush is really doesn't fit so well. It's not snug. Yeah, happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you're feeling good. A little slow in the chat right now, but that's all right. It usually picks up in a little bit. We're all hanging out here, just having a good day. How's my maybe Gambit can tell me how my sound quality is doing? How does the video look? Looks good on my end. Good. Thank you, Gambit. Appreciate that. Do it the wrong way. Yeah, of course I did. So I think the steel I'm going to use, the steel color I'm going to use is this Rune Fang steel by Citadel. Maybe. This paint needs some help. I think I have another bottle of it somewhere. I may even have an airbrush version of it. Everything's an airbrush paint if you thin it enough. So what you're seeing on this pot is my fault for not keeping up. Well, that bottle's just needs to be mixed really bad. See if we can bring it back to life. In the meantime, I think I have another bottle somewhere. Maybe not. Well, I have tons of metallics, so I'm not worried about it. Could have sworn that I had. Could have sworn I had like the air paint version of Rune Fang Steel, but I think I'm mixing it up with this gray. Sometimes you got to help it along a little bit too if it's been sitting for a while. So like that thinner I put in here didn't do a damn thing. I really need to do inventory on all my Citadel paints and replace the ones I use a lot. That's more than enough for what I need it for, so I'm fine with that. She said, "Find a place inside my heart you stay. I need you back here on the ground." Just pissed off. Brings me back again this day. Is it really? It's probably impossible to see on camera, but there's a very fine texture on the staff, and by dry brushing it, you can bring that up real nice. But I don't want the steel color too heavy. Just a really light metallic on it. Hey, Krista's in the house. What's happening, girl? Happy Wednesday. Krista is one of our friends from Chad Caruso's page. She's kind enough to join my channel after watching Chad Caruso skate across America. So thank you, Crystal. Stoked to have you here. One of the Legion family members. Yeah, that's coming out the way I want it to. I'm digging that. I'm going to put a little more of the steel color where his hands would be mostly. See how that's brushing on there. Bird Dog, what's going on, my dude? Oh, that sounds awesome, man. I have a back porch, but it's basically a glorified patio on the second floor of the condo I live in that my wife and I own. Getting closer to retirement though, and my wife and I are starting to look at places like back east and like northern Arkansas, Missouri areas, stuff like that. I need some quiet in my life. We live right next to a freeway, and yeah, it's you get used to it, but you're never really used to it. Having cars buzz by all the time and shit. And I don't live in a really big city either. It's a fairly small city for most regards. Oh hey, since Bird Dog's here, you still here, Birdie? I got a little present I got myself recently. Um, I'm not sure if Bird, were you here? And sorry, I'll keep calling you Bird Dog until you choose to let me know your real name or something. Um, were you in the chat the other? So thankful for your little piece of Appalachia's. Yeah, I would be too. I don't remember where you said you kind of lived. Hey, Jen. But I got a special, kind of a special little thing in the studio with me that I think Bird Dog, for one, would really appreciate. Been called a lot worse. I feel that. I feel that. So I don't know if you were here last week, Bird, when I was um, talking about a particular type of instrument that I've been wanting for more than half of my lifetime. Yeah, happy Wednesday, Jen. Love you, girl. Glad you're here. But if you were here for that when I was talking about it, Bird Dog, let me know. You were. You were here. Okay. So for the past, for anybody who wasn't here, I'll just try to make it a short explanation. For the past, oh, 30, 35 years of my life, ever since an old girlfriend's father, who's since passed away, rest in peace, Steve, he turned me on to a musical artist named Michael Hedges. He's like an acoustic guitar playing aficionado. Rest in peace, Michael. Michael's no longer with us anymore either. One of my all-time favorite guitar players. And anyhow, there's a song that Michael did called "Because It's There," and there's some live footage out there. If you ever get a chance, go to YouTube, and look up "Because It's There" by Michael Hedges, and he does a solo piece on an instrument called a harp guitar. And ever since I saw that thing, and I don't know if I want to use panel liner on this or if I want to use Nuln Oil. Panel liner. Can't have the staff all clean looking. But anyways, in the video, it's a live performance. Michael Hedges is using what's called a harp guitar. Oh, thanks, Jen. It is beautiful. And I've always wanted one. They've just been completely financially out of my reach. Uh, they are incredibly rare guitar instruments, and they haven't really, I mean, considering the history of music, they haven't really been around for very long. Very late 1800s, 1900s, they started popping up. Um Gibson and another company called Knudsen were kind of like the first originators of this instrument. Um, Now, at that time in music, uh, guitars and stuff were pretty new on the scene. What we see as modern day guitars, and it was kind of like anything goes. So a lot of luthiers at the time were really experimenting with a lot of different woods and different designs and sounds that they could get with guitars. And the harp guitar uh, came out of uh, that time. And so Gibson and Knudsen being two of the um, the front runners, I guess you could say, about guitar manufacturing. Everybody knows who Gibson is, um, even if you don't play guitar. Oh, this is looking really cool. I'm really enjoying the way the staff is turning out. Um, you were seeing all kinds of different iterations of them, like 21 string guitar harp guitars, 18 string harp guitars, and they have like sub bass notes or sub bass strings, and then you'd have like a standard guitar part, and then you'd have the You had certain designs that even had like a lute or what you might call a zither attached to it. High end strings, Anyhow, the other day I was randomly just perusing through Amazon as one does, and it just popped in my head for some reason, harp guitar, and I looked it up, and the first thing that popped up on the Amazon stream was a fucking harp guitar made by a company called K-Tone, and it's a 21 string version. So uh, it's got the thank you, Krista. I'm trailing off here. Sorry. Krista says looking good. Definitely looks scorched. Yeah, I wanted to give it like it was made of steel, and then he painted over it red, and it's rubbing off, with all these battles and stuff. And I think I'm pulling it off. I like it. In fact, I think it's done. I'm gonna give it a matte coat really quick. Actually, flat clear coat. For my clear coats, I usually just like this old Krylon flat. And I'm just gonna zap this off camera really quick. That's it. So, anyways, harp guitars. If you're looking into like buying a Knudsen or get, an early Gibson, you're talking 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, $30,000 for one of these fucking things. And this one on Amazon was $799. So I fucking bought it. And bear with me here. There she is. So this is a symphony harp guitar made by K-Tone right here. It took me about 2 hours to tune this fucking thing last night. And about 15 minutes after I finished tuning it, it was time for my wife to go to bed. So I have not really gotten to play it much at all. Um, no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it that I know of. I mean, I would like a lot of them have what they call oh god, sharping they're called sharping levers, and it's a little lever that will turn the string sharp, so you can go up and down a half step to, depending on the key that you're playing and stuff like that. And I wouldn't mind if this harp guitar had that, um, especially for the bass strings, the sub bass strings. Um, but there's for the most part, the craftsmanship is really incredible for the price and what it is. But here's a little taste of what it sounds like. Hopefully, it's in tune. Anyway, to get the idea, I've never played one up until yesterday. This is the first time I've ever had one of these in my hands. I have my own uh, compositions, if you will, that I've made up over the years. I don't know any fucking cover songs or anything like that. Everything I play is original. And I'm essentially a noodler. I have no formal or classic training at all. I don't even read sheet music or tablature for that matter. But I do have what is apparently I have what's called absolute pitch, or perfect pitch. Now I'm not the book smart perfect pitch. Again, I don't have any formal training or anything like that. So I know what the notes are. I know exactly what they sound like, but I couldn't tell you that, like, with the exception of a few notes, like, oh, that's a G minor or that's an E, stuff like that, But if I hear something, I can play it back just fine. So, anyways, yeah, yeah, it's almost a hammered dulcimer sounding on the high strings. Yeah, definitely. That's another instrument I've kind of always wanted, but I'm not a very good percussion type player unless it's like in a guitar format, like a string format. Being able to hear intervals in the crux. Yeah. Um I would so far in the little playing I have done with it, I really would like to get some sharpening levers put on it. Um just because I think it would help with what I do. I play in a lot of alternate tunings, mostly finger picking and stuff. But again, at the end of the day, I'm more of a noodler, like I'm the guy that's making weird, trippy sounds and doing leads and bass lines and stuff like that, um, underneath what the real players are doing. Um, so that's about it. Yeah, I don't really know how to. At the end of the day, I've always thought that I kind of suck at playing. I just do my own thing. Um, the old band I was in was called Jukebox Mutiny. We do have some stuff on YouTube, but it's horrible. It's like not even remotely any of the best recordings we ever did. We used to play a lot of gigs here locally and stuff. Did a couple festivals, and I played 4, 5, and 6 string bass and 4 string fretless bass for that band. I didn't play any guitars, so that's about it. Your dad's a fiddle player. That's right. Yeah. I had a friend named Matt Gillespie, rest in peace, who played hammered dulcimer like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I'm sure you would believe it. Figure of speech, of course. Um, what an amazing player he was, and ended up ended up drinking himself to death, unfortunately. Much love to you, Matt. We miss you, dude. Um, Bird Dog, you might be familiar with. Oh God, now I'm forgetting his name. It'll come to me later. He comes from a long line of fiddle and banjo players. Um, I'm trying to remember the name. I know his dad was the fiddle player for the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and one of the mandolin players for them. John. Uh, Shit. Guy's been a friend of mine for 30 years, and I'm totally having a senior moment right now. Right? Yeah. I mean, dude, we missed out on so much good recording because we we didn't have the technology that we have now. And like it's like hell yeah, I would have loved to like recorded all that when I was younger. Fucking kind of missed the boat. We did get a lot of really good recordings on hard drives and discs though. So we probably have like 600 hours of music recorded, like studio quality recording. I had a home studio in my old garage at a place I lived at for years, and missed that place. Called it the Creek Cave. Okay, so we're gonna do some little baggies, and I'm just gonna use some white. Just gonna make them simple leather bags. The one video I saw of you playing upright, man, you guys are killing it, dude. That's awesome. So I love bluegrass, so I really got a kick out of that. You guys definitely know what you're doing up there, man. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really good stuff. Yeah, I had a guy that lived with me named Richard, and he did all the recording. He was a sound engineer, and so he did all of our recordings and everything. Thanks to him, everything sounded amazing. Don't really know what happened to him. He just got grumpy and jaded. I don't know. Oh, John McEwen was the name I was looking for. He has two sons, Nathan and oh God, what's his other son's name? Anyways, a family of bluegrass players. John McEwen was the mandolin and fiddle player for the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. If you remember who they were, his son Nathan, he's a banjo player, and he's done a bunch of recordings with like Steve Martin and stuff like that. Those guys are local guys, good friends of mine. A little embarrassing that I forgot their names for a moment. I would think it would in your expertise, your field of expertise is. Huh. The paint got funky and speckled up on this little drug satchel here, but I think I'm gonna leave it because I think when I wash over that, it's gonna look really cool. Oh man, I miss those days, dude. I haven't sat around and picked with anybody and shit. I wouldn't even know. It's been. I went over to my buddy Ian's house several months back, probably about 8 or 9 months ago, and we picked around for a little bit. But he was more interested in getting high and like showing me all of his recording and beat making equipment and stuff, a bunch of shit that I have no interest in. And I ended up calling it short and heading home. It was a little it was a little intense. It's like, yeah, I think it's time for me to get home and get back to normal life here. I got a friend of mine that lives down the street that I've been friends with for 35 years. He plays a little bit, but he's so busy. He's kind of a bigwig in the tattoo world, and so he's always busy with shit.
Mom is not enough. She needs some money.
My friend Chris Cromlin saw I posted about getting my harp guitar, and now he wants me to come out and possibly do some recording for an album he's working on with some friends. So I may do that. Haven't recorded any music in a long time, so could be fun. I mean, more than anything, I'd just like to sit down and play with people. That's my favorite. Sit down and jam. I can't stand getting around people that just want to sit and play covers all the time. Like, don't you know how to just like kind of freeform and just make shit up and have fun? I'm like, no, I don't want to play that song. That song's been getting played by people for 50 years. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to take him up on it. He lives about a 40-minute drive from me, but the area is nice, and I'd like to check it out. Haven't seen his new house yet. Be just good to sit around and play with somebody. And he's fun too. He plays drums and bass guitar. He's a lefty. Yeah, improv is that's my favorite shit. Like, just let's just play from the soul, from the heart, and have fun. I don't want to play a song that somebody's been playing for fucking 50 years or some shit. Like over that shit. Let me see here. Where's my leather color at? There we go. I can't remember if Daredevil's if his baggies, his little drug satchel. I can't remember if they're all like colored like his costume or if they're just black or some shit. So I'm gonna look at some picture references real quick here. What few I have left. Oh, of course they're all black. Oh, this is a band I really, really like called L1011. If you're not familiar with them, Bird Dog, you might like them a lot. Uh, kind of like the same setup sort of as the new band that everybody's freaking out about, which is well deserved, as Angine de Poitrine. It's a Canadian duo. Guy plays a guitar and bass combination, but it's got microtonal chords on it and stuff. Really cool the way he's got it set up. But L1011 is a bass and guitar, double neck combo player, Christian, really nice couple of dudes. I can't remember the drummer's name, but if you don't know who L1011 is, I highly recommend checking them out. Great musicianship. You may or may not have freaked your fiddle player out yesterday with your whole looping rig MIDI setup. Fuck yeah, dude. That's my kind of shit. I was actually just looking at looping rigs today. I don't even have an amp right now. But the other thing about this guitar is it's it's electric, it's acoustic electric. So I'm looking to amplify it and get a looping pedal. I definitely see where having a looping pedal and shit would be pretty advantageous for this instrument. Not liking that. Let's go with something bigger. I love looping stuff, dude. There's so much, especially if most of the playing you do is by yourself. It's nice to have a looping pedal, man. Yeah, L1011's been around for quite a while. And I've been listening to them for probably around 20 years, like back when they were really small. Not really anybody knew about them. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. You're reminding me to do my own job. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I really, really, really appreciate the support and your personal time. It's amazing that you guys take the time to come by and say hi. I really appreciate it. And I've got some more friends out there that could definitely enjoy some support from you as well. If you haven't already, please check out Gambit Neo, Grumpy Vet Creations. We're still waiting on Jennifer G to get her shit together and start a channel because she does some amazing work. But stay tuned, she'll do it when she's ready. We just love her and want to see her work out there because it's worth it. She does good stuff. So we'll be looking out for you, Jen. And big shout out to Bird Dog over here too. Thanks for joining in the channel. Bird Dog was one of the mods over at Chad Caruso's page, or maybe he's still doing that. Chad Caruso, as you guys have all heard in infinitum, me talking about, he just recently skateboarded across America for charity. So big shout out and big love to Chad. Still waiting for you to get back to me, Chad, about the Screaming Hand. Um, I have it ready to go. I'll let Bird Dog check that out. So this is the Screaming Hand I printed for Chad. I was thinking I would do like skate across America in blood or something on the wrist or something, or maybe just do his name or something if he would be interested in that. But yeah, it's ready to go. So pretty cool. And then, of course, Grumpy Vet Creations. In case you go check his channel out, please subscribe. There are no videos up yet, but he is going to be starting to post content pretty soon. He's just working on some stuff in his studio. But I, for one, I'm really looking forward to seeing Jerry's work. He's doing a Batman right now, scaled at like 200% of its original file size. It's massive. So that's going to be fun to watch. And Jerry's also a really huge supporter of my channel, so I can't thank him enough. So thank you, Jerry. Thank you, everyone, for supporting and hanging out with me while we partake in our crazy hobbies. I welcome every hobby to my channel. I I don't care what you're into. If you glued bananas together, smacking coconuts around, that's your thing. Cool. I want to hear about it. Bring it. I want to see it. Um, you're gonna see some of the action figures or dolls, as I like to say on my channel that I do. They're gonna have big boobs and over exaggerated body parts and shit like that. And if you come onto my channel and you make negative comments about it or anything like that, I will fucking block you. Or I just might leave you around so the rest of my crew can embarrass the shit out of you for being a pervert. I won't tolerate that kind of shit. I have the utmost respect for women and men out there as long as you're not a douchebag and you're nice to people, and you're enjoying life and not hurting other people. Uh, you're all right with me, you know. Just don't be a dick. That's the I. It's my one simple rule in life, you know. Don't be a dick. I understand that some people suck, and if you want to suck, then you can go suck somewhere else. Otherwise, my channel is dedicated to the love of the hobby and hobbies that we all take part in and do. Uh, And yeah, if you got a cool hobby and you want to share it, I want to hear about it while you're in here, while we're chatting away. My channel is a place for everybody to just hang out, have a good time. Um, a lot of my subscribers are working on their own projects and stuff while they're hanging out with me in my chat. So if you want to noodle around on your guitars or whatever, awesome. Uh, I'm also working on ways to do like multiple streams, and I do have a Discord set up, but I'm not active on it yet. But there will be a Discord where everybody can share their projects and stuff. So I look forward to introducing you guys to that once we get it up and running better. And then, of course, we're going to be looking forward to doing some live stream group builds, which will involve Gambit Neo, myself. Hopefully, Jennifer G is going to be on there as well. She does some amazing work. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody in the group builds. And even if you're not building something and, maybe you're jamming out on your guitar or you wrote a new piece or something, Bird Dog, like cruise on in, dude. Like we want to hear it. It would be awesome to share the channel, hear some good tunes. Who else can I give a shout out to out there? Am I forgetting anybody? I'm forgetting lots of people, I'm sure. Big love out to the old painter man, Chris. Shout out to you, buddy. Love what you're doing over there, man. I'm stoked about your channel and the content. Um, let's see who else. Yeah, boobies are awesome. Krista says, "Hooray for boobies!" Wasn't that the name of an album? Isn't that who did that? Who did that album? Hooray for boobies. I want to say it was like the Bloodhound Gang or something like that, or maybe that was the name of one of their songs. I think I don't know. I'm a member of this Star Wars 3D printing and painting thing on Facebook, and there's a couple guys on there that every time there's like one example in particular was this Ahsoka Tano. The files on cults. I can't remember who did it. Anyways, the kid did this Ahsoka Tano, and she's got a big rack, and it's got yeah, it was the Bloodhound Gang. Okay, yeah, and Ahsoka has this giant set of boobs and a really, really short skirt, and you can see her panties and stuff. And there's these couple of dudes that kept coming in. They don't even give a fuck about the artwork, all the hours and time and effort that the digital artist put into creating the file. Not to mention the hours and hours of fun that kid had painting the model. I don't care what you're painting, whether it's a chick with big tits or it's a spaceship or what the fuck ever you're doing. It's not so much about the model as it is the fun of prepping it and painting it and making this gray lump of resin look like something really cool when you're done with it. I mean, we spend fucking hours working on this stuff and getting it to the point where, I mean, just count how many hours this live stream of me doing Daredevil took. You know, yeah, I'm talking a lot and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, like this shit takes hours. And this poor kid, like, he did such a good job on this Ahsoka Tano, and a couple of these guys came commenting and like, dude, you can see her panties, right? Like, why does everything have to be so over sexualized? Like, Ahsoka Tano didn't have huge boobs like that. Just like all these fucking negative comments, nothing to say about how bitching the kid's paint job looked, And I went in there and fucking ripped these guys a new asshole, like you fucking perverts. Like, it's not about the boobs. It's not about the like what kind of fucking weird ass pervert are you where you're joining a Facebook group and commenting on panties and boobies of uh, a 3D printed model that some guy paid money for to download, and then he went and spent hours of his life painting it and trying to make it look as awesome as possible, having a blast in the process. And you come in and all you can focus on is her tits and the fact that her panties are showing under her skirt. Like, you got to be a special kind of fucking pervert, to to be focused on that. So I was happy to point that out to them. told him, like, fuck, take your negativity somewhere else, dude. Nobody wants to hear your shit. Like, you're just being a fucking kook. It's like, slow your roll, bro. Slow your roll. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I look at these models, like I'm looking at the paint job. You know, I don't give a shit if her boobs are sticking out. Women are awesome. Boobs are awesome. What's the problem with boobs? And at the end of the day, they're overcompensating for something and just want to be, they want the attention, and I guess being an asshole is their way of getting it. Like that's a fucking weird kink, man. Going ripping on somebody else's artwork, just commenting on their boobs and shit just to get attention. It's like, dude, you don't have anything to say about any of the male models these guys are printing and painting that have giant fucking cucumbers stuffed down their pants. Like, their pectoral muscles have pectoral muscles. Like, you don't have anything to say about that. No, of course not, because you're a misogynistic fucking pervert piece of shit. Okay, rant over. Sorry. Bird dog, I do that sometimes. I go off on old man tangents. Yeah, those guys are really, really, really weird. I mean, to me, that's just some bonkers shit to go do that to somebody. It's so mean. It's so fucking mean. What do I want to do here? Oh yeah, I need a wash. So basically, what I did was painted over these bags with like a black primer, and then I did a little quick dry brush on them with the deck tan just to bring out some highlights. And now I'm going back over the bag with some Nuln Oil to give it a more semi-gloss, uh, dark leather look. Because we're going with the black leather, and it's a transparent wash. So when you wash over the highlights and stuff, the highlights stay behind. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. The highlights stay behind underneath the wash. And then once all this dries, we're going to paint some buttons, and these little baggies are going to be done. And then we're going to work on his face. Krista says it's a weird flex. It's not even a flex. Like, dude, you're just embarrassing yourself. Like, do you not hear what you sound like in here? Oh, and Gambit, the one guy I was telling you about that made all those rude, perverted comments on my post. I think they kicked him. I thought that was pretty funny. So I don't see his comments anymore, and I don't see him on the page. It's like, good, bye. It's like, if you want to come onto my channel and make negative comments, that's fine. I'll just leave them up. You'll just get ridiculed by the masses. All right, cool. I think that looks good. Little drug satchels. Get these dried up as quickly as possible. And we'll paint some buttons. Party bags. I like that. These are party bags. That's what I've deemed them. I mean, I'm sure Daredevil had different intent for them, but you know, to me, to us, they're party bags. Yeah, Jen says if you don't want to see the model, an over sexualized model or whatever, you know, don't look at it. Like seriously, just keep scrolling. Like one guy complained too, like, oh, this shit comes up in my feed. You know, like, dude, see the little X button at the upper right hand corner of the post? That just makes it go away. Like just click it. Fucking weirdo. Like, don't stick around and be a dick. Like, kid's just trying to have some fun and enjoy his hobby. And it's like the guys are basically saying that the dude painting it or the person that created the file is the pervert. It's like, dude, if the first thing you look at when you see this model is like, if all you can concentrate is tits and ass, if that's all you can see, then dude, you need therapy or you need to get laid really bad. Something. Whatever. I mean, it's just fucking weird to me. Okay. Yeah, exactly. If it's coming up on his feed, he's looking at it. Like, dude, we know your browser's full of fucking child porn. All right, I gotta switch to my magnifiers because I'm blind as a bat. In fact, I'm gonna put the other camera back on. Like, do you guys like this camera angle? Well, my whole thing is that, like, basically everything they're saying is a confession. You know, like the pervert is you, dude. Like, you're the one that's, you know, hyper focused on this shit. Everybody else is just enjoying the hobby and like chilling out. You got to make it weird. Kind of overbrushed a little silver there. Well, I called one of the guys out. I was like, dude, you know what you sound like? You sound like a sad, jealous dude that is lonely and you desperately need a hobby that you can be good at because your negative attention seeking in here just isn't doing it, man. And that's really all it is too, is like infantile negative attention seeking, you know. Like if I had my druthers, I'd put you over my knee and fucking spank your ass and put you in the corner. Go to bed without dinner. You're acting like a little fucking baby. Anyways, enough of that. Sorry, guys. You know me, I get a little ripped sometimes, and it just gets me fried, and then I gotta get it off my chest because I don't talk about this stuff with my wife. She don't want to hear it. My wife just wants to watch the floor and have the dinner I cooked for her and enjoy me spoiling her. Can't blame her because I'm pretty awesome. Oh, yeah, you're Cammy. We even talked about that, Gambit. Yeah, like, dude, you're coming on here and like commenting on this stuff. It's like, have you never opened a comic book or watched a superhero movie or something, dude? Like, everything is exaggerated and over sexualized. And what's your problem with that, anyways? Like, women are beautiful, men are beautiful. Like, the human form is an amazing thing to behold. Why are you freaking out about somebody's interpretation of a character that doesn't even exist? Fucking weirdo. It's so bonkers. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, I like this song. Some band called Pine Grove that I don't really know too well. Let's groove on this for a second. All right, Modest Mouse. Here we go. This one's for you, Chad. Bird Dog, Krista. I think we listened to this song probably 20 times last month. It's one of my favorite Modest Mouse songs, though. Modest Mouse is always on my playlist. Trying to figure out the easiest way to. Up till there's nothing left to breathe. So the first skin tone I'm going to go with is just this natural flesh. It's a little darker. And then I may follow that up with a little bit of highlighting. I'm just going to brush it on. It's such a small area of skin. I'm not really concerned about airbrushing it. And then for highlighting, I'm just going to use this Vallejo light flesh 70928. If you're looking for this exact color, so it's a pretty light flesh. Now the paint, I've got it thinned down pretty good, so I'm just going to build this up slowly in layers.
I know you've been going through a little brightness, and it seems like things will never be the same. All the creatures in the forest at the gate should be gone before the morning rain. But we can't predict the changes in the weather. It's a thing that even weathermen get wrong. You don't have to bear the world upon your shoulders. Don't let it with an honest.
And you know, you could airbrush this if you want. You would have to mask up the mask. But for me, since it's such a small area of skin, just decided I'd go ahead and brush it on.
Some color this cursed town. You can choose, you think you're gonna fall. The window, my favorite sights. See up here, it's a and this picture will be burned into our memories. Long before we even go our separate ways. Kiss the coolest, the broken sound.
If you guys ever wonder what's playing, you know, like, hey, I like that song. Who is that? Just feel free to ask in the chat.
Everything is golden. You're on me. And nothing is a given. You make me see. Take me to the river. I now focus on the present. You have this.
So when you're brushing on skin tones, everybody does them a little different. But when I'm brushing, I like to start off with I want my paint pretty thin. and I'll usually build it up in layers. Especially in this case where I didn't paint white or do like, a lighter colored primer. So you want your paint to be pretty thin, and you just build it up layer by layer, and the skin will start to fill in on its own. And if you're doing it well. There's not really any right or wrong way to do it, as long as you're achieving the effect or the goal that you're looking to achieve. Then you're doing it right. I'm not too super concerned about working really clean around the mask because it can very easily be cleaned up. And basically, what I'm building up right now is just the base tone for the skin. This is just the first layer. Keeping it again, just keeping it really simple because it's such a small amount of skin that I need to paint. But we're going to build it up a little bit. Shouldn't take too long to get there. How do you guys like to brush your skin tones? For those of you in the chat that are painting, when you don't feel it necessary to use your airbrush, and you've only got a small amount of skin to do. Like, what's your favorite way to do it? Gambit only does it on hands. That's typically the only place I use it for too. Except in an instant like this where I have such a small amount of skin on the face only, it's like I can go ahead and brush this on. Especially like 1/6 scale hands, 1/6, 1/4 scale. You know, you can just hand brush the hands on. It works fine. Jen hand paints everything. Okay, not because you don't airbrush. So explain to us why you hand paint only, and you're very good at it too. I must add. In a lot of cases, some of the work I've seen Jen do, you can't even tell that it wasn't airbrushed. You think it's airbrushed, you know. She's very skilled. So is my skin tone painting freaking you out right now, Jen? Is it atrocious? So now I'm gonna just brush on some matte varnish. It's actually flat varnish. Well, it's matte. And this is the Storm Shield matte varnish by Citadel, because I want a slightly protective coat over this base layer of skin before I start doing any kind of washes or anything like that. Just want to protect that layer of skin. Yeah, Jen's a different kind of painter, man. She's in a breed all her own. She's really fucking good at what she does too. Airbrushing would look out of place. That makes sense. I get that. So now I'm just going to use a red wash to get some of these skin tones down in here. Just very, very lightly bringing some color into the skin, like around the beard, the cheekbones, around the corners of the mouth, underneath the chin or the lower lip. Almost gives him the appearance that he's a little flush. You know, he's been running and kicking ass on people. Just a very, very slight red tint to the skin. A little bit on the nose. One of Gambit's live streams, he's using a very similar technique recently. Normally, I would just do a full wash, but again, very little skin to play with here. And you can see how that is slightly tinting the skin a little bit with some red now. Kind of like our real skin. And that's it. Really subtle. And it probably doesn't show up on camera too well. But you can see there's a very light tint to the skin. It's not like overly done. You know, it's not everywhere. It's almost blotchy, like real skin. You know, that's what we're going for. I don't know why my camera's not focusing on that. Come on, baby, give me a good close up here. I think this distance is about as good as it gets. I don't know if it's YouTube or what. My camera settings, I mean, I can zoom in on, fingerprints, but it doesn't let me get very close when I'm YouTubing. Now I'm gonna basically use a lot of water on a really light skin tone. I want it really, really thin. And I'm just gonna be lightly brushing some highlights on. And that's really about it for the skin. And then we'll move on to getting the stubble on. And that should help. That should kind of bring it all together.
Usually not one to speak up, but your decisions of late are, by all accounts, pretty fucked up. Not in a good way. And I heard about you in that alley. Even half of it's true. And I'm not surprised that you've been kicking yourself to sleep. Oh, you pretend. I'll tell you that it's hardly one of you. And you should I heard about you and Ellie. If even half of it's true, and I'm ashamed.
And now, Reichland Flesh Shade, which is this one, for a darker tint.
I'll tell you.
I like to kind of use this as a wash on male skin tones, usually. Or for shade tones. Tim Fine, what's up, dude? Got half the Legion in here today, man. What is going on, my dude? We had Bird Dog in here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still around. And Krista's in the house. Miss Krista Houghton is in the house. Tim Fine's in the house. Oh, I got to show you something, Tim. I think you already saw it, but yeah, it's a trip, man. It is such a trip. I'm in shock that I was able to get my hands on a harp guitar for $800. I mean, that's just been so out of my league my whole life. And I found one that was affordable. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I still have no idea what in the hell I'm doing with the thing. But it'll come to me. I'll start figuring patterns out and open tunings and stuff that I like, and you know, it'll come. It'll come. It took me almost 2 hours to get the thing really tuned up last night. And then my wife had to go to bed. So I really haven't had much of a chance to really even play with it yet. I really want to get an amp with and like a looping pedal so I can do a bit of that with it. All right, I'm gonna let that. I'm gonna let those washes dry for a minute. Yeah, yeah. There's not a lot of face to paint, but it's there. So now I'm gonna paint the stubble on his beard and do his lips, and that's about it. I don't want to try and overdo it. Keep it pretty simple. Let that dry for a minute, and then I gotta clean up around the costume piece a little bit. Yeah, here she is. The thing is a beast, man. It is really imposing. So this is the bass part, the sub bass. Get this out of my face here, but and then oh, wrong key. Yeah. Anyways, I really haven't gotten my fingers used to the thing yet, or anything. It's it's there's definitely a challenge to it, man. Yeah, so this one's an acoustic electric, and I'm really feeling like plugging it in with with a delay, a looping and delay pedal, so that so that I can kind of play around with some alternate tunings, and you know, I can hear in my head what I want to do with it. Lots of harmonics, and there's just so many cool things you can do with these things, and if you go on YouTube and just look up harp guitar, there's some I highly recommend checking out a song called Because It's There. It's by Michael Hedges, and he plays a harp guitar uh, in that video, and it's just absolutely phenomenal what he was capable of doing with the thing. Just incredible, absolutely phenomenal. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be into, you know, I would have never really had the idea to play. I don't think I would have ever really had the idea to play or want a harp guitar. I was mentioning to Bird Dog earlier, I'm the guy that just noodles around and does leads and makes weird noises, and you know uh, just trippy sounds and stuff with when I'm playing. I've mostly played mandolin anymore these days and guitar, but yeah, I like doing harmonics, and the harmonics are really weird on it. They're all in like So there's an adjustment you make because the strings go inward, your harmonics do the same thing. So I'm still getting used to where they are, at least for that part. Yeah, I'm always that guy that's like, oh, what the fuck was that sound back there? Oh, that's Ron just doing weird shit. But I also have like different compositions I want to try, the songs I've written over the years, little finger picking ditties and shit that I need to figure out what to do with the sub bass strings. And yeah, just lots of fun, lots of fun. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah, that's cool. Now let's paint some stubble. Gotta paint some stubble using a little teeny tiny brush. And I'm excited to get this project wrapped up. I thought I was going to get to Elektra today, but I'm not. I'm already running out of time. I thought this was going to take me a lot less time, but there were some breaks in between. I had to show off the new guitar and stuff. Yeah, dude, only $800. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money, but compared to the unattainable 5, 10, 15, $35,000 I've seen harp guitars go for, I've never been able to own one. But for $800, absolutely 100 fucking percent well worth the investment, man. I couldn't be happier. And really, really fun instrument. And I haven't even really gotten to play it much yet, so I've got a long way to go. So I'm going to start off with like a really kind of like a dark gray on the stubble. And again, just kind of building up layers and using the texture of the stubble on the beard to to create it. And just working lightly and a little bit at a time. A big shout out to Tim Fine over here. We got Krista in the house. Um, Guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you can. I highly, highly appreciate it, and my algorithm appreciates it. Kind of celebrating finally breaking 700 subscribers on my channel, so I'm amazed by that, and can't thank you guys enough for taking the time to hang out of your busy lives and come here and visit with me on the channel. It's friggin' awesome of you, and I can't tell you how thankful I am and appreciate you guys. But I'm not the only one here, so feel free to also check out if you get a chance. Go look at Gambit Neo. Dude's doing some amazing work over there, and I highly recommend checking his channel out. He's one of the first guys I started following when I started doing 3D printing and painting, and followed by Ground Affected. Big shout out to Brent out there at Ground Affected, man. We love you. And despite what you might think, dude, whether you're watching this channel or not, we do give you shouts out, Brent. You are loved, and we appreciate you. Everything you've shown us and taught us along our little journeys here. You are an absolutely fantastic contributor to the 3D printing and painting world, my friend. And we thank you. I thank you. Um, Another big shout out to who else out there? The Bean 3D. I don't know where Bean's at. I think he's been super busy, but I want to give a big old shout out to Bean 3D. You guys go check him out if you get a chance. Um, Also, a new kind of a newcomer to the 3D printing and painting world, but not a newcomer to painting, is the old Painter Man. Big shout out to you, Chris. You're doing some fantastic work out there. And I also got a shout out to Sergeant Digital Designs. Um, Derek is another channel I highly recommend. I've been following him for quite some time. Dude does some fantastic work, and can't thank him enough for all the tips and tricks he's shown me too. Learned a lot from that guy, and he's still cranking out awesome content. So check out Sergeant Digital Designs. Um, Coming up soon, we're gonna have Jerry. I think Jerry still might be in his board meeting, but Grumpy Vet Creations. Um, he's getting things together in his studio, and pretty soon we're gonna have some bitching, lots more content to be checking out. And Jerry's gonna be hopefully sharing his Batman that he's working on with us really soon. He scaled this thing up to, I think he said 200% of the actual file size, and it's insane, man. It is so freaking ginormous. I'd say it's probably it's looking like it's going to be close to what like Obi-Wan Kenobi rides Boga is for me. Um, it's huge. So yeah, go check that out when you guys get a chance if you can. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. Feel free to drop yourself a shameless plug in the chat. But yeah, big shout out to all you guys. Another big shout out to Chad Caruso. Much love to you and Danny for skateboarding across America for charity. You guys are amazing. Danny is like the truest of the true wingmen out there, um, holding it together with the support van and the support and making sure Chad had food and clean clothes and I mean just everything, dude. You guys are awesome. What a friend. And big shout out to Bird Dog there for holding it down in Chad Caruso's chat channel. Dude was awesome. And yeah, if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. State your name or forever hold your peace or something. It was way too quiet in here. Oh, nice, Tim. I can't wait to hear it, dude. I'm excited for that. Animal Chad. Dude is an animal. So now I'm just kind of stippling on the paint here to kind of break it up a bit. Don't really need to do a lot with it because it's such a small detailed part. You thought you were being pretty loud? All right, some more Modest Mouse. Again, just stippling on some more stubble to kind of break it up. I don't want it to look like there's a caterpillar on his face, you know. AJJ? I don't believe so. It doesn't sound familiar. Is that is that short for something? I mean, lately, the last quite a few years, most of the music I listen to is really mellow. Um, I listen to a lot of acoustic instrumental stuff. Um, one of my all-time favorite groups right now isn't really even a group; it's just a guitar duo. They're called the Kings of Convenience. Just absolutely phenomenal duo. Think Simon and Garfunkel with better guitar playing and vocals and extremely sarcastic, funny, and dark lyrics. Um, these guys like harmonize like really, really well. I'll play some other stuff actually. Um, I believe they're from the Netherlands. They're I just love their shit. This is Andrew Jackson Jihad folk band, really emotionally. Okay, I will check them out. This is Kings of Convenience right here.
Possibly that's all. This history recorded. This narrative. Surely I'm the pioneer. Calculations stay the same. Just a little bit of danger. Dream me. I'll lose the crowd. Just say trust me. Cause no one will ever know that this was happening. So tell me why you listen when nobody's talking. Is there to know? Oh, this is what it is. Oh, you can be alone. Your simplicity. Oh, what is there to know? This is what it is. Oh, you and me alone. Your simplicity. Yeah, I almost couldn't believe you'd never heard of the Minutemen, dude. I mean, Mike Watt is one of the greatest bass players that's ever lived. I mean, maybe you'd heard of Mike Watt, but I don't know how you would have heard about Mike Watt without knowing who the Minutemen were. You're welcome for that.
So that was Kings of Convenience, one of my all-time favorites right now. They're just fantastic. Oh, I'm gonna let this song play.
She wasn't there, and then she was. That lightning hit the ground without warning. She would laugh, I would laugh. Somehow that sound became a day. Day turned into night, and night to morning. She never comes back around. Something she forgot. Maybe take me for a ride. I don't get taken by surprise anymore. I don't get taken by surprise anymore. I knew someone long ago, though it feels like yesterday. She would look me in the eye and say, whatever. I know this kind of mood, it looks too full to come back down. I've seen a couple signs that said forever.
David Burns amazing.
She ever comes back around, just to slam an open door, or to lay her hand in mine. I don't get taken by surprise anymore. I don't get taken by surprise anymore. I don't get taken by surprise. I knew someone long ago, whether I wanted to or not. We never said goodbye. I remember. She never knew how much she gave, how much she paid left behind. I never knew how much I had to surrender. She never comes back around to see if I'm still so. Or just make me feel alive. Don't get taken by surprise anymore. I don't get taken by surprise anymore. I don't get taken by surprise anymore. I don't get taken by surprise. I don't get taken by surprise.
That is my all-time favorite Iron and Wine song. Just fucking absolutely phenomenal.
Don't you drop me no man. Don't you say it's a matter of time. You won't stay 'cause everything that I am need you close like no other. When the rain comes slow, like a wave
Thanks, Krista. I think I'm about to call it done.
through the haze and the shadows.
Just about.
Tell me where can I go? Storm, we got so high, but is that to go? I don't know how far I've fallen. It's long. It's something that I could blame every word that I said.
What? What
Change
happened?
everything that I am. Need you close like no other.
Yeah, I was hoping I was going to get on to Elektra, but that's not going to happen today. Oh, all right, you guys know what time it is. It is that time. Little bit of goo, little bit of goop. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, Daredevil is in the house. That's it. We are done. That is the finish line. I think I'm quite satisfied with that. Here's with the light off. Okay, next. I'm going to show you guys what's next. Sort of. I don't have my turntable, so I can't set them up on that. But Daredevil is done. I really had a lot of fun painting him. Oops. Put that paint somewhere else. So really had a lot of fun doing the battle damage on this iteration. This is how I wanted to do the costume. I've seen quite a few other paint jobs out there with this of this model, and they all look amazing. But I chose to do the Born Again Daredevil battle armor. You know, we're like 4 episodes in on season 3 of Daredevil Born. Well, season 3 is called Daredevil Born Again. And if you watch the show, this is what his armor starts to look like. Because he spray paints it at the beginning of the show, and then by the end, his costume's totally red again. And I wanted to be at that in between, and I think I pulled it off pretty well. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Just cleaning out my airbrush here. Let you guys take a look at the back end of it. Here, just pull the light out for now. I got to order another one of these lights because Elektra's base does the same thing. So she goes with him. So here we can take a nice look at the whole thing. Thank you, Krista. I'm pretty stoked on it. See a little spot here on the face I could touch up with some of the stubble. So a little bit there, but I'll do that off the camera, and but otherwise it's done. Yeah, this is it. I'm good with that. All right, let's go get our next one. We'll try to do a little dry run mock up here and see how far we can get. Oh, I was really hoping to get this one started today. So here's the base. This is the light diffuser insert. I have this hole here and this hole here for drainage because I had it tilted like this when I printed it, and there's some slight warping in there. It doesn't fit perfectly inside the base, but we're going to be fixing that with some sanding. And I printed the base in solid, so there was some warping back here on this side. You can kind of see that, lift it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just make a big old putty snake, smash it into the table, and get that putty molded around there to fit, the rest of it. Let it dry, and then we'll have a steady, stable base. Real easy fix. Not a big deal at all. I know what Gambit's thinking. If you would have printed it in FDM, it wouldn't have worked. Well, oh well. Let's see. He's not wrong though. He's not wrong. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Then it's got these like ribbons or whatever you want to call them, drapes. There we go. That one's fitting on there good. Had a very slight layer shift back here on this side of the cape. You see that there? I'll blend that in a little bit. That goes on her booty. Not really even gonna see it once that's all set up. Her arms probably won't hold on. Well, they might. They're a little snug on there. I'm really digging her stance that that they did for her. Oops. Goes one arm again. And she's got her ponytail back here. Probably won't stay on too well. And I think this attaches back here. And then her hair goes on. So I have not done any prep work on this one yet, obviously. I think, forget, does this go here? Not sure where this piece goes. Maybe I have them. Yeah, that's what it does. Is it fits up underneath her belt there. Well, I can kind of get most of it together. You get the idea, though. But essentially, this is what they all look like when we get started on them. Just a big gray lump of resin, and just start building up paint layers and going from there. I'm going to take her arms off here before everything breaks. Resin is very brittle, so it can shatter really easily. You got to be careful with the stuff. But anyways, you get the idea. This is Elektra. She's going to look awesome. I'm going to start doing prep work on her tomorrow, start getting all the little teeny tiny supports off, and got some minor sanding to do here and there, and then we can start putting down some primer coats and getting paint down. It's gonna be fun. So that's Elektra, Daredevil's girlfriend. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate the vote of confidence, everyone. And yeah, I'll probably come down here and get as much prep work done off camera as I can, because that shit's pretty boring. Um, but yeah, really pleased with the with the final results for Daredevil. I think Elektra is going to look really cool next to him. I got to get that other light ordered, but yeah, I'm stoked. Very pleased. Well, that all being said, yeah, big shouts out to everyone again. I am not going to go through the whole list another time, but guys, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and go check out some of our friends Gambit Neo, Ground Affected, Chad Caruso, Krista, Tim Fine, Grumpy Vet Creations, uh, the Bean 3D. Yeah, I am going through everybody. I lied. So, anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much again for coming and hanging out today. I appreciate you. I want to look forward to live streaming tomorrow, probably about the same time, 2 p.m. Pacific. And other than that, you guys, happy 3D printing, happy painting. Have a nice day, as always. And I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Toodles.